Hello. This is me, Swifty or the Radio Man. Whatever you want to call me by. I've been debating on how I would make this video for a bit of time now. I just want to address something before the next episode of One Piece Dungeons and Dragon comes out before Roger. This is a very like passion project for me. I just wanted to do this and record it. This project is literally this D&D is my first time ever D&Ding anything. And this has literally just been my baby that I've been growing and growing and growing. I've just been highly appreciating in where I'm going with the story. I have so many story beats planned for the future and everything. And we just got done sitting down and recording episode 7, and I can't wait for after or the crew to finally be able to explore more and open up their mind and freedom a lot more. They're no longer going to be constrained into the North Blue, and that's very, very exciting for me, especially with my creativity flowing. But when I'm actually sitting here and not talking to like a camera, other than it being like 10:34 at night when I'm recording this, is because I wanted to address is that this D&D, I always expected people to, come and go. I didn't expect people to stick around forever. And I'm not a very good person at like actually killing off a character that I really wanted to enjoy and watch build their story. I'm not George R. R. Martin here. That's like you fall in love with the character and then I kill him. No, I like building character stories and like building them. Like I have touched on literally everybody's like in the D&D, I've touched on literally everybody's backstory as much as possible as I could because it makes it more enjoyable for me. Plus, I can add add shit into it like I did to Badger's character Kuroho's story, and it made it more fun for me because he they did not expect. Oh my god, I got these two people to worry about. Oh no, and it's like yeah, and it was fun for me. But sometimes when it's not fun for other people, that's that's what's happening. And I sat down with both a couple people here from my group here. I actually sat down with everybody from the group. And sat down and tried to had to make big boy decisions, decide what's going on with the D&D, where do I want to see it going, and the story to continue as much as possible. I'm sad to say that people were looking into this and going like, "Hey, the story's great, but I can't get a word in sometimes or something like that." I'm like, "Okay, I get that there's over role playing here," and I'm sat down with them and spoke with, "Hey," spoke with the people that are like a bit more or overly role playing, and I'm like, "Hey, can you step it back a bit so other people can chime in and stuff?" And we tried that, and they still just felt very distant and from the role play. So well, I did try to convince them to stay and try to we can work on things out, but they decided to take a step back. And then people were also not appreciating when the other members were one of the other members were very distracted and not paying attention to the story as much. I understand you're gonna not 100% be here because you're not very important at this very second, and or there's like a big conversation that doesn't include you here. But I don't know. It's just weird to me how like how sometimes people. I get that you're not very important at this current moment, and but you're gonna have your time to shine and your time to be there. It's just that you would have to make sure that you make that time to shine and make it as it is your character. You have to be your main character. If you're not trying to become the main character of a D&D and fighting over the roleplay scene spotlight, then there's a problem. I think, at least in my mind, because I've done one other, I played in one other campaign than this, and I've been watching like a shit ton of D&D like podcasts online, and like I've been watching a lot of Rustage. I've been watching Daddies and Dungeons and Daddies. Fucking, there's another one too. Critical Role I watched. I'm starting to watch the Moist Critical one, and it's just if you're not a bunch of friends, you do have to fight over the spotlight, and that's where your role playing skill comes in. Like you're pretending to be an actor here. You're playing your character, and I just don't get why. So yeah, it's been beating around the bush here. There are going to be people leaving in the campaign, and I did ask. I had asked way too many people. Well, before I even started this campaign, if they wanted to join, and I do have one of my IRL friends that may be only here temporarily, or she might stay a long time. I'm not sure. This is her first D&D session, and I also have one of my friends that surprisingly has been doing art for a separate campaign that I'm in, and she's a great person, and I felt like these two would be a great fit for the campaign, and especially with the high intensity role playing, because I do know that other than here in D&D, they're better at role playing. They've done like VR chat and other like role playing experiences. So I'm like, hey, these two can play a character and they're good to go. And I never at this point I'm not thinking anybody's ever permanent in here, so I'm just because of what happened recently. It's just that my mind is thinking that not everybody's going to be permanent character, and that's okay, I guess. But I don't know. It just works my mind in a way, and kind of takes away from my story creativity currently. But that's perfectly fine. Like, I had a big story element planned around. And let me just go ahead and tell you the characters that are leaving. I had big story elements planned around Zulu's character Coco, oh, and Zenny's character Chacho. Oh, they both had big story elements coming up, and they went like, hey, I'm not feeling the D&D. I sat down with them, and they're like, hey, I'm not feeling like the D&D right now. Oh, I feel like I'm out of there, and it's just like, hey, I feel like this and this, and I'm like, okay, and I understand. And I am probably still friends with both of them. I do hope, but I didn't invite him to like, hey, maybe I could do a future D&D that's more to your liking and something hopefully better, because I do plan to do a separate D&D in the future. Or I just want this one's my first one, and I want it to last a while. Like I'm either going to kill all of this team, or they're going to become Yonkos, and that's the goal for this D&D. Is hey, they're not gonna beat Roger because Roger's gonna exist, but they're gonna become the Yonkos in that time period that we just know nothing about. Like who knows? Maybe Kaido comes in and kicks their ass, and that's how they become Yonkos, or Big Mom, or not even Shanks. I wouldn't say Shanks, but like maybe Whitebeard takes out these guys, and that's how Whitebeard becomes the Yonko. But at this time, it's so fun because I don't have to worry about the constraints of like One Piece right now, because nobody knows the characters. Like there's a few established characters like Garp, Son Goku, who and the Rock Pirates, and like Roger just starting up. But other than that, there's like no one. And it's a fun time for me because I get to literally just create my own universe. There's in this existing universe, and it's fucking amazing to me right now. I don't know. And just having these two people leave when I had so much planned, like I don't write anything down, because if I do, I tend to forget it. But I have, if I was to say if I've written anything down story wise for these characters, there would have probably been like hundreds and hundreds of like chapters and minute little details, Easter eggs, and stuff like that with their characters and backstory. I mean, plus, oh my god, where we're currently at in the stuff. It was supposed to be Chacho getting in the spoiler alert here thing, but instead I have to give it to another character, and I'm like, hey, let me just give it to her, and hopefully we can still continue here. But it's just really disappointing for me that I have all this stuff planned out and just taking a bit of hiatus or just gets cut out, and it's saddening to me. But I guess that's what happens when you get people that are not really feeling in D&D in, or can't roleplay into a character or that well, or just can't find their way to get into the D&D and start role playing the way they want to role play. And I get it. I get it. We all are different human beings. I can sit here and probably ramble on and on, but my heart just hurts for this, and I just wanted to address this as this D&D universe is going to go on until I inevitably like take a step back from it or announce that it's going to end. Because I would not, I didn't not expect the first few episodes to like blow up like they did. Like, oh my god, they blew up, and I just, wow. To think I did this as a passion project, just just to document my first time DMing and trying to do this. Like, I just posted it and went like, yeah, that's cool. Wow, I did not expect this, and I do thank everybody who has subscribed and or just watched one of the episodes. It's really grateful to me because I didn't expect this to ever achieve the numbers that it did, and I'm just still just blown away by it because this is like the biggest and most viewed thing I have. Like, I have been told I had a voice for stuff, and I was thinking, and I could do like something of hey, this nature, even adult ASMR. But this is making me think that I can just become a DM and actually have people enjoy my voice and telling the story. This has really helped me a lot. And I'm just rambling now, but I do want to thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Swift KO channel. Well, more D&D is going to be coming up. I've got a lot more short stories planned, and while the next episode comes up, because we did take a 2-week break, like, as these things were happening, and I was finding other players to join in, and luckily I did find other players to join in. So at this Sunday, you guys will get episode 7, and then next week you'll get a short story, and then it's gonna be episode 7 short story, and then episode 8 after the short story on the next Sunday. So if you guys don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm trying to see what I can do. I'm trying to get Badger to post their One Piece D&D. So if you're missing out, you have that one where I'm playing as a character. But if I can get them to post it, I'll link it down in the description. But thank you so much for checking out this video. I've been rambling way too long. I've been rambling for 12 minutes now. But you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.